Hey guys, I'm Luke with Green Ops, and we are coming up at the end of the season. I'm getting ready to teach another carbine class, but that will call it quits for me for carbine this year. So I wanted to go over what I've been using throughout the year. All right, so we'll start here with probably my most used gun this year. This is a Sons of Liberty 13.7 pinned and welded with a M89 rail. We'll start from the end. It's pinned and welded to 16 inches, 13.7, pinned and welded with the Sons of Liberty Knox brake. Awesome. I would run it on anything and everything. You're going to see a theme here as we go throughout these different rifles. So love the Knox brake. Have a Knox brake off the end. I have an HRT light here. I forget I interviewed them on our interviewed the guys from HRT on our podcast, and they told me what they called this little switch to turn on and off the light. But absolutely love it. It's in a perfect spot. You can push it in any direction. Push it in to turn on the light, push it down, left, right, whatever, and it activates the light. I do not have the light in working right now. I have the battery on charge, so cannot show you that. HRT light has been phenomenal. If you've followed us this year, you do know that we have done a handful of night classes. Also, I have gone out with the boys and just done night shoots as well. This light has held up great for all of that. So really enjoy that light, HRT Tactical, for the light. As we move back, you're going to notice I have a little hand stop on this rifle. This is by Rotapoint, and it is called the Grip Trap Mark 1, I think. Don't quote me on that, but seems to be working pretty well. This is a newer edition, so after the summer, I put that on there. I do like it. It is pretty nice. One thing about it, I don't know if you can even see it in the video here, but it's angled. So when you actually get a nice, when you mount the gun, it is gripped for that front hand. You can, it doesn't dig into you, all of that good stuff. And then it gives you good purchase. So you can really pull that gun tight into your shoulder, making sure that that support hand or that strong hand is pretty loose, and you can run that gun pretty quickly. So I do like that. It's very minimalist, something I also like, super light. Check them out. They have different angles. So rotapoint.com, I'm sure, is where you go and check that out. But we keep moving back on the rifle. I've got an Aimpoint RDS sight. This is new as of this year. I really like this sight. It's a budget option from Aimpoint, but I don't think it lacks that much in a fighting rifle. So I would run this again. I do like the RDS. I'm actually thinking about picking up a couple other ones just to put on some other rifles that I'm thinking about playing around with next year. But Aimpoint RDS have no problem with that optic. It is a 2 MOA dot, and it just has that smaller, almost like T2 size footprint versus like the Aimpoint Pro, which has a bigger like comp style footprint. So I like the sleekness. I like the size. Obviously the weight, I'm big on having a light rifle, so the weight works perfect. Down here on the bottom, I have an HRF magwell on this gun. To be honest, I don't know. I'm sure it helps a little bit, but I have never like put it on a timer or done anything. I like it. It seems to work. I have no complaints on it, HRF. So if you want to Gucci out a gun and get your reloads a little bit quicker, I would highly suggest something like that. As we move back on this rifle, I basically have the Sons of Liberty fighting rifle or a fighting trigger in this rifle. Nothing special there. It does have an ambidextrous safety, and it is like the 45-degree safety. So it makes it a little bit easier to pop it on, pop it off, all that good stuff. B5 Systems grip and a B5 System stock. And then I have a Blue Force Gear sling mounted with QDs as far as they can get apart on this rifle. Don't have slings on the other ones, just don't have a lot of slings. Take this sling off this one, use it on the other rifle if I actually have to. So this is the rifle that I used most of the time in 2024. I'll show you some of the other ones that got a little bit of play throughout the years or throughout the year, but that is my main rifle for this year. Oh, also charging handle, I have a Sons of Liberty charging handle on there. Sweet gun, had no issues with this gun. Round count, probably about 3,500 to 4,000 rounds went on this rifle this year in 2024. I was a little bit light with my rifle shooting in 2024, so you'll understand as I go throughout the numbers of these rifles how it's going to be a little bit less than what I have shot in the past. But 3,500, 4,000 on this gun, no issues whatsoever. This gun here basically is another 13.7. This is my original Sons of Liberty rifle that I bought a couple years back. This rifle has had a good amount of rounds on it. Knox brake, EX02 rail on this gun. Nothing else on it. No lights, no lasers, nothing special, just super slick. This has an old Comp M3. It's an OG, old school, but man, it just works. It keeps running. And it is on a LaRue Tactical QD mount. The normal Sons of Liberty Fighting trigger in it. One side, not ambi safety. We go B5 systems, grip B5 system stock. So nothing special on this gun. This gun has some rounds through it. This year in 2024, one of the guys went and took the Sons of Liberty Armorer's course. My buddy asked for a rifle to go and take the course with, so I gave him this rifle. It did get reworked. That's the beauty behind some of these, or all of these Sons of Liberty guns. If you have any issues with them, or you just wear things out, if you shoot enough, you will wear stuff out. So if something wears out, you can either send it back to Sons or tell them what is going on and they can send you the parts to fix it. So this one got reworked at one of the Sons of Liberty Armorer's courses. When it got reworked, we were somewhere around 8,000 to 10,000 rounds through this gun. I had tinkered with sending it back to get a barrel put in it just because I wasn't sure. We went ahead and reworked the whole gun with the springs and whatnot, and we were getting sub MOA groups with 77 grain ammo. So still a good rifle. We've got over 10,000 rounds through this rifle now, and it has done nothing but work. I've had zero issues. Just a workhorse. Bare bones, right? When I teach with this thing, I slap a sling on it and just go. Nice and light. Last gun, this is another shocker. Sons of Liberty gun works. This is a Trunk Monkey gun. This is an 11.5 pistol. I put the Knox brake on the end of this as well. As you can tell, it's pretty bare bones. It just has the Magpul front end here, A2 front sight, an aim point acro B&T mount. I went with this on this gun because I wanted something super light and very compact. This little setup works great. As we're working back, same trigger as all these other, just the normal Sons of Liberty trigger. When I first got this gun, I actually ran it without an optic for a couple months, just running the iron sights, shooting some competition, shooting some classes, all of that good stuff, and just loved it. It's just a fun gun to shoot. As we keep going back on this one, we do have a Law tactical folder, so I can put it into a bag when traveling. This has a normal bolt, and then we've got the SB Tactical brace because this is a pistol. So this gun, I shot a couple, I think 2 or 3 competitions with it. I also shot a Steve Fisher rifle course, and then I have taught about 3 or 4 courses with this gun. So this gun has somewhere around 1,500, 1,700 rounds through it. The theme in all of these, I have had 0 issues on any of these guns. That's what I've been shooting here in 2024. Put some decent-ish rounds through all of these guns. We're talking about 6,000 rounds, maybe. Focus on the guns. Sons of Liberty rifles, I've had 0 issues. If you're interested in a rifle, go check them out, sonsofliberty.com. They will get you squared away. If you have a rifle, or you have a Sons rifle and you want to come train with us, green-ops.com, you'll find our schedule there. We are going to be out in training in 2025. With that, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks everybody for a great year, 2024. Hope to see you out there on the range in 2025. Mom, love you. Everybody else kind of like you. We'll talk to you hopefully soon out there on the range.